What do you got there? Eggnog?
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that a Corsair on that cup?
It is.
Oh man, I'm so good with my World War II airplanes.
Look at that.
That was impressive.
You just dropped that right out.
Yeah, there we go. I've been reading too many books. Help me. Help me.
For some reason, I don't ever think that would be a problem for you.
What, reading books?
Too many.
Yeah, okay.
You said, is that a Corsair? And I was looking for Cyclops' father from the X-Men. So that's how we're different.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Okay. Well, I didn't recognize that World War II plane
from the X-Men.
From the X-Men. He's one of the Starjammers. Corsair.
Yeah, it's like Corsair. Cyclops'
matter.
father from the X-Men.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah, naturally.
It's fine.
Yep. Okay. Welcome to This Endorian Life, a Star Wars podcast from the Radio Meanwhile Network. My name is Steve Rudd.
I'm Nick Gunning, and we're following the Ewoks from Return of the Jedi to the Ewok TV movies, the 80s cartoon, and beyond. Today we're beyond, aren't we, Steve?
Oh, yes, we are. We're discussing the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special with our old pal, Jesse Ryals. Now, I only said old pal because it's written there. It's up for debate.
Okay.
He is old.
I am not the oldest one present.
That's true.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true. You guys, this is the last episode that I will be recording in my 30s.
Yeah.
So think about that. Are we all 1983? Are we all turning 40 next year in 2023?
Yeah, but I'm October.
You're
so
October.
Oh, you're one
It's
of
a
them.
while from now.
Yeah. 40 in April,
Yeah.
Jesse? Is that?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. This is the end. It's the beginning of the end for all of us. Okay.
It could be the end.
All right. Well, Jesse, I'm glad you came back. I feel like last time when we had you on, we really did you dirty because we made you watch the Star Wars Holiday Special.
And that was awful.
It was, but we also didn't let you talk about the story of the Faithful Wookiee, which was the only fun part about it. So it was not kind.
Straight up rude, I think was.
It was.
That's what I wrote in my journal.
Did you? Huh. Do you like a bullet
I
journal? Do you like
don't-
stickers and things? You don't journal.
Lots of
Okay.
stickers, yeah.
Okay.
I have a
Mostly
sticker
stickers.
chart.
It's denim with a kitty on it.
Mostly
Mhm.
stickers.
Hang loose.
Well, I actually don't know your feelings on Lego Star Wars in general, so I don't know if this was a big upgrade for you or not. I guess we'll see as we go in.
Well, that is the only direction it can go from the holiday special is
That's true.
Up.
No,
Grade.
you make
Yeah.
a good point. You make a good point.
Capital.
Today's special was written by Ken Cunningham and directed by David Shane. It was released on Disney Plus on November 17th, 2020. And I watched it, maybe not day one, but I watched it pretty close right afterwards. And not since then. So we didn't watch it last year or anything like that. But Steve, I don't know if you found this, but I felt like a lot of things that we've complained about in the subsequent Lego movies kind of started in this one. Like Finn's Jedi powers and like stupid Darth Vader and stuff all kind of have their genesis in this episode. So that was interesting.
But I think they did it better. I mean, we'll get onto that. But
Yeah.
You know,
I agree. I agree. So it debuted on Disney, and then on December 18th, 2020, they released a little, like a 2-track soundtrack. One is Finn, Rose, and Lando singing Jingle Bells in a Star Wars language, so just kind of nonsense. But
it was in Wookiees or something.
was it
right?
Wookiee? I don't think it was Wookiee.
That's what they said. They're like, oh, it's actually
Wookiee. Okay. And then there was a second instrumental track called Life Day, which I actually thought was pretty good. It did. I think it was maybe end credits that you had here, but I listened to it on Spotify before we recorded here, and it had a Christmassy vibe, but also a Star Warsy vibe, and it was kind of fun. So I liked it.
Okay.
We have some legacy cast members returning here. Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian, Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. Matt Lanter and James Arnold Taylor reprising their roles of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars. Kelly Marie Tran is back as Rose Tico from the sequel trilogy. Then we have Helen Sadler as Rey and Omar Miller as Finn. Featured cast member today is Anthony Daniels. He reprises his iconic role of C-3PO, which he does. I don't know that C-3PO in any form has ever made a sound that wasn't Anthony Daniels.
I think you're right. He's always in the
Does he
trivia.
do anything else?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, he wouldn't have to.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to.
No, he wouldn't have time. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But I remember listening to the old Star Wars like BBC radio adaptations, and it's even Anthony Daniels in like the radio adaptations of it. So he's everywhere. But he reprises it here, and he also reprises it in the Droids animated series that aired as part of the Ewoks and Droids Adventure Hour. And I'm looking forward to eventually getting to that because I remember
Yeah.
having a good time with that show. Did you watch Droids, Jesse? Did you ever see that?
No.
Huh.
Well, that's the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of those I couldn't get access to when I was younger, like because they were hidden in various places. But then when I got older, I
didn't want to. You chose not to. There was a VHS of I think it was The Great Heap. It was like the an hour-long episode, and that VHS was always kicking around. So I watched that a bunch of times. But I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the series.
Look, I mean, clearly, Nick, your role as my friend is finding these things and making me watch them. Like that's your role. So if I haven't seen it, really, it's not my fault. It's yours.
And that's a good note. And I'm going to take that to heart. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the badge of honor.
Steve, I feel like we can officially say an uber detailed plot because this one's got some length to it.
Yeah, it ran away from me, man. I
want to hear it. Take us in.
Yeah, you ready?
Yes.
All right, the uber detailed plot of Lego Star Wars: The Holiday Special. It's time for Life Day again, and this time Chewie's whole family is coming. The gang, Finn, Poe, R2, and 3PO get ready for the party. Rey, confused as to why Finn is training and failing, finds a text revealing the answers she needs, but it's on the planet of Cordoku. The gang pleads with Rey to stay, but she leaves with BB-8 to seek the answers she needs. On Cordoku, Rey finds an ancient and seemingly lost Jedi temple. She finds a strange crystal that allows her to open a portal to the past, right to when Master Yoda is training Luke on Dagobah. Rey and BB-8 observe the training before opening another portal. She believes she must learn her lesson from those who taught in the past. She travels this time to the opening scene of Episode 1 when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are amidst trade talks. I'm doing air quotes. She then opens another portal and observes Obi-Wan training Anakin Skywalker. She is seen by Obi-Wan, who delivers the line, and she bolts through another portal straight to the Battle of Yavin, nearly messing up Luke's trench run while attacking the Death Star. Back on the Falcon, Life Day preparations commence. The gang tries their best, but the absence of Rey is felt amongst everyone. Back at the Jedi Temple, Rey seems a bit obsessed with finding her answers. Ignoring the better judgment of BB-8, Rey continues to jump through time. She observes Vader and the Emperor on the second Death Star, but leaves before she is caught. Her portal remains open, and curious of its power, the Emperor pushes Vader through it, following Rey. Back at the Falcon, Chewie's family has arrived, but everything is in chaos. Even Poe can't control the party. Back at the temple, Vader confronts Rey and tries force-stealing the crystal. As they fight for it, a portal opens and they both land in the rebel base on Hoth. Vader nearly defeats her until his past self attacks the base. Vader fights with himself and is obviously impressed. Before they can both destroy Rey, she escapes in another portal as Vader again pursues her. This time, it's right onto the lava flow on Mustafar during Anakin and Obi-Wan's duel. They all fall over a lava fall into another portal, accidentally bringing Obi-Wan and Anakin with them. They pass through Mando's street standoff, through another portal, onto Anakin's pod racer. Completely out of control now, the crystal keeps opening new portals, drawing in Rey and Vader, all while continuing to pick up hitchhikers from every period like Anakin and Obi-Wan and various stormtroopers and even the pod racers themselves. While Luke enjoys his binary sunset, the entire portal cluster is dumped onto the dunes. A large battle ensues between the light and the dark side forces. Rey and Vader fight separated from the group, and Luke confronts them, wondering what the cool crystal is that he found. Rey and Vader both chase Luke to get the crystal, but he drops it, opening another portal, and the three of them fall through and end up back at the ancient Jedi temple, where BB-8 patiently awaits. Vader grabs the crystal and returns to his time period on the bridge of the second Death Star. Vader informs the Emperor the crystal allows them to travel through space and time. The Emperor, full of pride, decides to travel 30 years into the future to see how successful he is. They portal into Kylo Ren's closet while Kylo himself prances around his room shirtless. Hux can barely talk at the sight of Ren shirtless, and the Emperor and Vader are easily discovered by their talking. Ren is ecstatic to see his grandpa, who's obviously confused. Back at the Jedi Temple, Luke helps Rey put BB-8 back together again. Back at the Emperor, he assumes he's the leader in the future and is disappointed to find out he's not. Not at all. After Ren tells him all the details of the past 30 years. After fixing Ren's mask, the Emperor takes Ren through a portal, clearly ditching Vader for Ren. Vader does manage to slip into the portal at the last second. We quickly wipe back to the Falcon, where Poe is orchestrating the universe's biggest disaster of a Life Day celebration. That is until Max Rebo shows up to spice up the party with some music and friends. Lando and a bunch of familiar faces toting food and gifts also arrive. Finn wows everyone with Christmas carols in Wookiees, while the Ewoks decorate the Life Day tree. Back on the second Death Star, the Emperor concocts his evil plan. He sends Vader down to Endor to fetch Luke, despite Ren's warnings about fulfilling the past. Rey fights with her inner conscience back at the Jedi Temple. She is suddenly visited by Yoda's Force Ghost and admits her failure. Yoda relates by sharing his own failures and shows her what she fails to see. Yoda takes her to the Falcon, where we see Finn save the Life Day's tree from falling when she previously put him down. She begins to understand that it's not about the texts and training, but about the power of friendship. Luke butts in to Yoda and Rey's conversation, wondering if Rey has the crystal, since he did hear Yoda say that she had the power all along. Rey focuses her force, and a swarm of force crystals spin around them, and she and Luke portal onto the bridge of the second Death Star. Ren and Rey duel, nearly defeating Luke in the process. The Emperor accidentally shouts his plan when Vader and Return of the Jedi Luke arrive from Endor. Everyone hears the plan, and a saber fight breaks out between Return of the Jedi Luke, Rey, Vader, and Ren. In all the commotion, BB-8 steals the original crystal from the Emperor, and Rey uses it to send Ren back to his time. The Emperor uses his lightning to incapacitate both Return of the Jedi Luke and Vader. The Emperor attempts to turn Rey, but she resists and is also shocked with lightning. The Emperor picks up the crystal, but before he could portal, Rey force grabs the crystal, and a forced tug-of-war begins along with the help of Return of the Jedi Luke, but the Emperor is too powerful. Rey reminds Luke of his first lesson to let go, and they both let go. The crystal shoots across the room and knocks back the Emperor and Vader into the bridge chair. They are defeated. It's time for Rey to return to the future, and she does just before Vader tosses the Emperor down the reactor shaft. On his way down, he has a bit of a reformed Scrooge moment, but is extinguished once he hits the core. Back at the binary sunset, Rey returns everyone quickly to their proper time. When Rey returns to the Jedi Temple, she places the crystal into the wall, and a secret door opens, returning her to the Life Day celebration on the Millennium Falcon. Everyone is ecstatic to see her. Finn asks if she found what she needed, and she informs everyone what she needed was here on the Falcon all along. Rey gifts Finn with a lightsaber, and he happily carves the turkey and the table with it by accident. Outside of the Falcon, it begins to snow and everyone rushes outside to play. Yoda, narrating this entire time, wishes everyone a happy Life Day. Roll credits.
Yoda dressed like Burl Ives from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes, yeah.
Important to note. All right, let's have it. How do we feel about this overall? How does it compare to last year's holiday special?
I told you, the only direction is up.
Yeah.
So it's obviously better.
Yeah.
Yes, it's better. Still not a fan?
I mean, I actually didn't mind it too much.
Yeah.
I think if you balled this one up and dropped it, it probably would never hit the Star Wars.
The original.
It's that bad. It's just at the bottom of the unending pit.
So you have to start getting into like the physics of like
it just would never.
Lower.
Yeah.
It's that far away.
Everything you're saying is making sense to me. Yeah. I genuinely liked this one. Like the first time we watched it, I was like, that's fun. And I watched it again, wasn't sure how I was going to feel. And still, I was kind of like, yeah, I like it. I feel like it pulls on the nostalgia. You know, we get some Christmassy moments. I can't help but feel a little bit like some of the big mashup scenes feel like just dumping out all your Legos and having a big, like,
Just a big battle.
Lego brawl, and
Yeah.
like that's fun. It feels fun to me. I don't know how you guys will feel about this, but I wish that there were more like shout outs to the original holiday special. Did you feel that at all? No, nothing. Okay. Steve?
There was really nothing. Yeah, there was really nothing, and I didn't even name the Wookiees.
No, they didn't.
And I kind of was just like, oh, is that their family? I had to like rewind and be like, oh, I guess Chewbacca's family's there, and it was like no conversations between them.
No, there wasn't, and like you didn't really. I don't know. I could use the red robes and the orbs and stuff. Like, I just think there's a lot of things, even just like little in jokes and Easter eggs they could have made to the holiday special. Like, have Itchy put on the goggles to start watching softcore porn, and have somebody be like, "Itchy, no!"
And then who's that guy? Remember the guy that I can't remember.
Lando Calrissian?
No,
the Art Carney character.
Yeah, the Art Carney character was so great.
Yeah,
that would have been a perfect time to have him in there and
exactly.
be like, oh, hey, like.
I just feel like, okay, yes, this is made for kids, but I feel like the majority of people watching this are people who are Star Wars fans who have definitely seen the original holiday special. So I was disappointed that there weren't more Easter eggs, and I kind of thought like, watching it through the second time that I'd catch things that I didn't before. But other than the Wookiee family being there, and you're right, Steve, they never get name checked, and they're not a part of it at all. Yeah. There's really nothing. So that bums me out a little bit.
I feel like there could have been a good joke for like, even like Star Wars Holiday Special, parentheses, no, not that one.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like they left a lot on the table by not poking fun at the holiday special at all. I don't know why. I don't know why you wouldn't like kind of lean into that a little bit. I mean, you're calling it the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Like, that's definitely an homage on purpose.
And it's such an opportunity to make fun of the original too.
I do wonder if there's not some like contract thing where Lucas is like under no circumstances whatsoever.
That's what I'm thinking. Conditions. Yeah, like you can't reference the Star Wars celebration.
Like it could have been a simple enough thing that like Lumpy is flipping through the channels or something, and we get a shot of like Harvey Korman's cooking sketch or like B. Arthur or something.
That would have been so great.
Just like 1 second, just like boom, boom, boom. Have Force Ghost Leia sing a song at the end. I don't know. Why not?
Oh, that's interesting. We didn't have Leia. Yeah.
Well, we did. We did have like a moment where Rey sees Luke and Leia's Force ghosts, and they're like, "Yes, hello," right. But that's it. That's the only little bit of Leia.
Hello, they had the line. I had to.
We did.
Yep.
So what I didn't like about this was that it was very difficult to write a synopsis for because we flash back to different, like literally to what's going on with Rey, and then we'll flash back to the Falcon for like 20 seconds of footage and then flash back, but it's kind of important, so I can't just like ignore it. And there's so many portal jumps that at one point I was just like, and everything's just out of control. It's out of control.
It's true, control. But I like that. I like the sort of, because I think there is a level of control. I don't think the
like
writing.
That. I like it. Just writing about it. It was oh my gosh, like how am I do it? I have to like follow along with the episode and do it.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that it is quick like that, where we were kind of flashing back and forth, and kind of comparing this to what they how you said that they model the future Lego Star Wars stuff, kind of off this, with going back in time and this. And Jesse, in what we've seen in other Lego Star Wars stuff is that they don't necessarily go back in time, but it's somebody telling a story of this time in the past.
Show. That's what it feels like.
I've seen a lot of those like from the kitchen or the other room where the kids are watching them.
Yeah.
Even this one, like my kids saw this when it first came out and they loved it. I would have seen it 15 times like piecemeal.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was really prepared to not like it. But actually sitting down and watching it all the way through, it's like, oh, this isn't that bad.
No, it's pretty solid.
Bad. Yeah,
it really is.
The thing for me that's really tough is when they, like, I don't like when they make the Lego part of it like an integral part of the story, generally speaking. And I told you, I mentioned earlier before we were recording, of course, my kids loved the Freemaker series, which was, I think it was set before Yavin, maybe, like kind of in that A New Hope time period. And it was excruciating because so much of the plot is based on things that you would do because of their Lego ship. So like they build a ship out of nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Like kind of
I
have the characters spinning in a little
Lego pulls you away from the story.
Yeah.
Tasmanian devil tornado kind of thing, and then there's the X-Wing.
Then you got a ship.
And it's like, okay, like I suppose there's an element of you're leaning into the Lego side of it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But it's just like
You don't want that.
I want a Star Wars thing. Like I felt like this did a decent job of not going too far in that direction.
True.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for like the origin of some of the, I think you mentioned like the dumb Darth Vader and the weird Emperor stuff. Like I think they were doing it a lot there.
Oh,
in the Filmmaker series.
Well,
and it just,
I feel like a lot of these Lego specials were missing things because neither Steve nor I have seen Freemaker. Like in the summer vacation one, Thomas Lennon reprises his role from the Freemaker stuff as like this guy who's trying to like swindle the Ewoks. And we didn't get it because we hadn't seen the Freemaker show. And so then it's like, okay, that makes sense a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think going back a little bit, Steve, to your point about how this is kind of jumping back and forth among different set pieces and things. That's one thing that maybe it did learn from the holiday special of last year, because we were complaining nonstop about how everything in the original holiday special was like twice as long as you wanted it to be.
Yeah. Way longer than it should be.
Yeah, and this, I feel like nothing really overstayed its welcome. I never had a scene where I was kind of like, okay, next. You know what I mean? Like it moved pretty briskly, and I think this does a good job of working for all ages. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I definitely think so.
They did a good job of, like, as you say, like keeping it down to kind of the essential part of it.
Yeah.
I remember hearing some quote at one point about with movies, you can tell the quality of the movie by what's the quality of what's on the cutting room floor. So like if you're only cutting out bad stuff, like of course the movie's not going to be great.
Right.
Because everybody wants to cut out bad things.
Right.
But if you have to cut out even some of the good things in order to make the movie better, then you know that it's going to be high quality. And I think they did a really good job of cutting down like to what was essential. So like you would have, it's awful for writing a synopsis, but you're there for like 20 seconds making the point. Like Finn does this thing. Oh no, what is it? I don't even remember what the thing they were cooking.
Tip
something. Yeah, I know what you mean.
TikTok. That's what it is. TikTok, right?
Yeah, it's TikTok. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. You got it.
I got it. TikTok.
That's it. Yeah,
but like that. He burns it in the Millennium Falcon engine. It's like, oh no, Poe's an idiot. Back to Rey.
I know. They needed to establish that they couldn't do it without Rey.
Yeah.
That was the whole point. They did back constantly, They
got it and made it happen. I want that sweater that Poe is wearing. I'm sure it exists. His little Christmas sweater.
Learn to crochet.
I like the one
that my wife knits. I could ask her.
Yeah, get her.
Ooh.
Come on.
You know what? I know we're just riffing, but I think she actually could make me that sweater. I'm gonna put a pin in that for later. I love Dio. From Rise of Skywalker.
Dio is in there. Yeah,
Dio like roll in the little green droid.
Oh,
yeah. I liked him. There was a bit with the Max Rebo when they're like, "Where are the rest of the Max Rebo 7?" And they're like, "Oh, one of them died." And he's like, "Oh, the Max Rebo 6." I thought that was really funny.
Was pretty good. I thought that was funny. There were a couple of good references.
Yeah.
I remember it was like Max Rebo 7, and then there was like the chattering in like a language, and Poe's like, "My condolences."
Yeah, my condolences.
So funny.
Well done.
There's a couple of throwaway lines like that I really like when we're in the Empire Strikes Back thing and we have the two Darth Vaders and the stormtroopers are like, does anyone know the protocol with this kind of thing? I thought was really funny because when both Darth Vaders are giving them stuff to do, they're like, I don't know. I thought that was a good
I like when they were impressive.
Yeah.
And the other Vader's like, most impressive. Yeah, that was good. I thought that was
pretty
great.
Good.
And having the hello there is really, I thought,
I know that was
important.
I was waiting for it. Honestly, I was waiting for it, and then it was.
Well, I like, and they did this in Solo, the movie Solo as well. But there was that point where Rey opens the portal, and she was like, "I have a good feeling about this." It was a nice nod to
and I missed that one.
Yeah, that was fun. Also, we got some Ewok action, not a ton, but there definitely are Ewoks in this special. They decorate the tree. They're at the party. One thing, Steve, I wonder if you noticed this, but when there were crowd scenes, the Ewoks were always huddled around C-3PO, which I thought was kind of a fun nod to Return of the Jedi.
No way, really? Were they? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, when they're like gathered around the tree at one point, they're like on either side of him, and at the end, when
They're
everybody's
all huddled on
dancing,
him.
yeah, they're like
Oh,
C-3PO is like dancing, and the Ewoks are like ooh, like around him, and I was like, okay, nice.
Nice. Yep.
So yeah,
Golden one.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Ewoks were more like Easter eggs in this, but every time they popped up, I was watching this with my son, and it's like I looked down to write something, and he was like, "Dad, Ewok, Ewok." So I caught them all. We did have to rewind a few times.
That's Pokemon. Is the catch 'em all thing.
Okay. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Yeah,
Ewokemon? Can we do that? Is that gonna? Is there an easy way to make?
I don't. Somebody's got to hold that trademark.
Just keep workshopping it.
Yeah. I genuinely liked the Rey and Return of the Jedi era Luke team up. I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I thought having like, A New Hope Tatooine Luke and like cool Return of the Jedi Luke and being like, all right, let's do this. There were some action moments that I thought really worked as like fun Star Wars action,
Yeah.
And I wasn't really expecting that. So I was pretty happy with that overall.
I did like those scenes. I thought that they were done really well. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have another duel. This is great. The troopers jinxing themselves, like, oh yeah, I thought that same thing. That's great. Like I thought that was really fun.
He's like, it's almost like we're the same person.
It's almost like we're the same person. Yeah, that was great.
Pretty good.
I love the lines when like Kylo was like, "Grandpa," or Vader was like, "Oh, my son. I mean, son of a," and he's like tries to like hide. Like, or I did have to rewind and pause, but the Emperor's org chart of like, at the very end when he's like, "No, see," and I paused it and I was like, it kind of made sense, but then it like started to go all over the place. And I was like,
it was just really like a straight line, though, wasn't it? Like,
it was like it went down, and then it went like around and then up and down again.
It didn't split.
No, it didn't. It
didn't split. Yeah, and it should have split. But like, it's like somebody lost interest and then just started putting random Lego faces, and I was like, oh, it would have been really great if somebody like put an Easter egg in there as well, like going all the way down. And you know what I was looking for? I was looking for SNL's when Kylo Ren plays
undercover boss,
boss, and he's like wrench turning Dan or something like that. I can't even remember what his name is, but it's something like that. And they all know he's Kylo Ren because he gets like super mad. But I thought that was good. In the I couldn't get over the blue milk mustache.
Yeah, they had some fun with blue milk. Yeah,
I thought that was really funny when he was like,
a few. Yeah, there's a few. I mean, that's Last Jedi, and then we also had a few Rise of Skywalker things like Dio and like Poe's friend who shows up with the food. I can't remember that character. Zori. There you go. Zori, she shows up. And so like we have a few, and the Jedi Leia and Luke are like the Rise of Skywalker version. So I thought I did a decent job of incorporating all eras of Star Wars. I liked when they popped to Phantom Menace and Obi-Wan was like, who cares about trade negotiations? I was like, right?
Yeah, that was good.
That was funny. I liked that we got a little Mandalorian cameo.
Yep, even the music. Too.
They basically had to. Yeah, we got the music, but that was like, November 2020 was like right when everybody was like, you have to watch Mandalorian. So it was, they had
because
to
you had to watch the Mandalorian. It was
you had to watch
it.
Yeah, you had to. I know. But I liked that. I thought it was fun.
Yeah,
I genuinely had a good time with this one. I guess I think I've said this with like every other Lego one we did, but I kind of wish there was a little bit more of what they'd set out to do. Like the Halloween one kind of stops being Halloweeny, and this one I felt like when we're on the Millennium Falcon, sure, we have holiday imagery. Although it's Christmas, there's no Life Day imagery. But I could have used a little bit more of like a cozy holiday vibe during those scenes. And like I said, I wish that we had homages to like what has been established as what Life Day is. But
they weren't even playing Hollow Chess.
I know. Then when they were sitting all at the table, and I was like, okay, we're gonna get some Hollow Chess, and it didn't happen.
Nope, not even that. They couldn't even argue over games. What do you think you didn't like?
Oh, my Oak of Arc moment?
Were there? I mean, I feel like there was things that I didn't like, but then there was things that were like Oak of Arc, and things that were just like, I feel like that wasn't a good idea.
I still feel like the Vader Emperor stuff is too robot chickeny for me. Like it just feels like Seth MacFarlane kind of stuff, and so because of that, like it doesn't feel Like, it can be funny, I guess, but it feels like a Robot Chicken ripoff, and I don't really like that.
Oh, totally.
So I guess I thought the Emperor Darth Vader stuff was maybe my least favorite portion of it.
I thought it was a little weird that they chose to have Rey using Leia's lightsaber and not.
But that's what she ends up with in Rise of Skywalker.
True. Well, she ends up with both of them, right? Doesn't she end up with both of them? Or no?
Yeah, she's doing the juggling. No.
Well, she
buries both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember if the other one works though.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it goes. I guess I just always think of her as having a yellow lightsaber, so I didn't think much of that.
Oh, maybe that's why. I don't know. I just when I saw that, I was like, oh, they're using that one. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, she buried. That's what I did think. I was like, oh, she buried it, but here it is.
Yeah.
You know,
she got it. She got it back.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, let's do our Oak of Arc moments.
Okay. Yeah. It's good. Let's do our Jesse.
Yes.
What is your Oak of Arc? Remember, Oak of Arc is our. What aspect, thing, place, person that you just were like, that was terrible?
No, that's
you'd
dumb.
be like, Oak of Arc.
Watch your language. I don't
Yeah,
know
right.
what language it is. I do think some of the like Emperor Darth Vader jokes. It's just like okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, that was. It
reminds me of like with my kids when I know this is gonna be really humorous, especially for you, Nicholas. But when it's like the joke has gone on too long, and it's like okay, and scene, and stop.
Yeah,
and just.
But that's
move on.
That's your signature move.
It's my signature move.
Oh, you don't like.
And so when other people do it, it is not. It is
got it.
Theft. It is larceny.
Do you still have my Dr. McCoy Star Trek card?
I don't know what you're talking about,
Jesse. Please, please.
I didn't.
Yeah,
the set is incomplete.
Right. My lawyer has said I don't.
Okay. All right. Answer. Yeah, I'm in statute of limitations and everything. I'm with you there, though. The one that I wrote down as my Oak of Arc moment was the whole Vader giving the Emperor the mug, like world's best Emperor mug. That was just stupid to me, and it wouldn't die. Yeah. It just kept
come
going.
Back around, though.
It did, but I was like, enough with the mug.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. That was mine. What about you, Steve? What's yours?
Me was, you know how I am with continuity.
I do.
That stuff.
I do.
I did notice. I kind of have two. I did notice that there was one mistake in restoring the galaxy.
Okay.
They forgot one galactic stormtrooper in the pre-Republic time period. They did. They forgot one. They did.
Huh.
And I wrote it down. I was like, whoa, they just forgot that guy.
Wow.
That was pre-Republic. It wasn't even the Republic didn't even exist yet.
Wow.
So it was. I can't remember which scene it was. Yeah, it was one of the normal stormtroopers.
Okay.
And it was. Oh, geez, I can't even remember now.
I kind of lost track of the stormtroopers when we jumped to Revenge of the Sith during like the lava fight.
So did the writers.
Yeah.
Well, they started accumulating them, but one did get left behind as like a joke, like and I thought, oh, he's there.
Yeah.
He's,
I mean, I'll watch that Lego special, just whatever that guy's doing, you know.
It's by Tim LaHaye, I think.
Yeah.
My real Oak of Arc moment was when Rey recognized Yoda. I thought, that was a mistake. Like,
yeah, I got to give you that one. That
really bugged me. And then she's like, Luke. Oh, it's Luke and Yoda. And I was just like, what? What? Yeah. Wait a minute. No. And I had to think, wait, did Rey ever see Yoda's Force Ghost? I don't think she did. And maybe I'm wrong.
No, I don't.
But I think it was just Luke.
Yeah, in Last Jedi. Yeah, I think you're right.
But that bothered me because she didn't know. No one would have ever described Yoda to her. Right? It just never came up in the show. Like,
the only thing I could say is that they do really heavily lean into her poring over all the old Jedi texts and all the old Jedi writing. So, it's possible that there was like a picture of Yoda or, that Luke was like, I trained under Yoda. And so she just assumes. But it was a little goofy that she just
Obi-Wan drew a picture of Yoda and says, I'm a wiener or something like that. So that like you would do in somebody's, I can't remember what those books are called. The ones that you get at the end of the year with all the pictures of your class.
Yearbook.
Thank you. Yeah. I threw all mine out, so I don't remember.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad.
So I looked up, does Rey ever meet Yoda? And there's lots of internet things about it.
Okay.
No. The voice was in Rise of Skywalker, but more importantly, there's one question that comes up. Does Rey, but spelled R-A-Y, meet Yoda? And that just really makes me giggle because it's like, does Rey, the mechanic, does he ever meet Yoda?
Rey. Hey, Rey!
You don't remember that time where Ray Charles studied under Yoda?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's one of those deleted scenes on the cutting room floor. That's how you know it was a good movie.
Yeah,
that would have been a great scene, and they had to cut it. Speaking of great scenes, let's talk Ichiwawa moment. So Jesse, this was the moment that would have been a favorite of yours. What was your Ichiwawa moment?
So I don't know that I had. I guess kind of towards the end would be the one, just because I had seen so many of the disparate little parts. As I said, over the last couple of years, my kids watched it. Yeah. And so there is a little bit of, it was kind of when it all pulled together. It's like, oh, okay, this isn't bad. As I think the general lesson I'd picked up from it somehow, I don't even remember what I thought it was, but it was very different than this. And it's like, okay, this isn't painful.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, all right. Like it's not, the best cinematic experience I've ever had.
Right,
but it's when it's not actively painful and it's a kid special, like I don't know what else you could want.
No, you're right. That's a fair point. What about you, Steve? What's yours?
I think for me it was the troopers jinxing each other. I just thought it reminded me of the scene in Mandalorian where the two scout troopers are kind of like BSing with each other.
Yeah.
It just reminded me of that, and I actually laughed at. I was just like, "Oh, that's good." And I rewound it to like hear what they said again because I just thought it was so good. I just thought it was clever.
That is funny.
Yeah, that was good. What about you?
I'm kind of with Jesse. I really liked as the portals kept opening up and we got like, stormtroopers tangled up with pod racers, and then like a million portals are opening up and you have everybody on Tatooine, and like you just have this big rumble with characters from all era. We also saw Leia in that section as well. Young Leia was there as well. But yeah, I just liked that. I liked that whole thing. And then I liked when Rey's like, oh, we got to fix everything. And you just see a million portals opening up as people are getting tossed back.
I just thought that was Endgame-esque.
Yeah, it was. Right? I just thought it was fun. I had a good time with that. How would you guys rate this overall? And would you watch it again?
I don't know. I think I'd give this one a 4.
Yeah.
A solid 4,
What is our scale? What are we going
out of 5?
1 to 5. Yeah.
Out of 5 yub nubs.
I was thinking like 7 or 8, and so what?
Yeah,
I'm very critical.
Yeah, 4. We all agree.
I go 4.
Yeah,
and I don't know that I'd ever watch it again. On my, I don't think I'd sit down and watch it.
Yeah,
I know my kids will watch it at some point.
Yeah,
and it won't be one of the ones that I will actively campaign against.
Right,
like. Alvin and the Chipmunks is like
just a blanket. No Alvin and the Chipmunks in your house.
That's the one when it's like all of a sudden I got to go fix.
Oh, the new one's really good though.
Get out!
You got to get to it.
Oh no, that's Chip and Dale. I'm sorry.
What about that song? Christmas time is here.
Steve, can we mute him, or is he the?
No, you can't. You can't, and I don't appreciate your
Only
tone.
He can mute he.
I'm him. I'm with you though, Jesse. I like if next year my son was like, "Let's watch the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special," I'd be like, "Put it on, pop some popcorn." But it's not one that's automatically going to be like part of my annual like holiday viewing.
Hold it right in there amongst the others.
That's right. Let me ask though, on the topic, what are some of your annual holiday viewings? Is there something that you got to watch, or it doesn't feel Christmassy to you?
I was talking about this with my wife. Definitely. The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yep.
It is definitely one.
Yep. We already watched it this year. My son was really anxious to watch it.
She really likes Elf.
Elf. Yeah.
I think it's funny, but I get a little bit tired of it.
Yeah.
I think
I don't need to watch Elf every year.
I love the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'll watch that one. I love that one. What about you, Jesse?
I like Elf. Elf is just, there are a couple of the key moments that just, like when he tries to hug the raccoon. And when he so there's that. There's like the narwhal scene. There's also the one when he puts it's a ridiculous scene, not funny to anybody else, but when he tries to put like the the star on top of the tree, and like just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll get it, and, like walks off camera, and then sprints back on, like jumps on the couch, and like smashes into the tree and just falls over.
Yeah.
It gets me every time.
Bob Newhart is so funny in Elf
Oh, yeah.
too. Like everything he says or does is very funny.
gosh.
Speaking of Will Ferrell and Christmas, have you guys watched Spirited on Apple?
No.
No, is that good?
It was good. Yeah,
Okay,
I thought it
looks
was
funny. It really
It
does
was.
look funny.
So I thought that was really fun.
What about you?
Yeah, I same Steve. I got to watch Muppet Christmas Carol. There is one. We always watch the Garfield Christmas stuff. Like we always watch Garfield Halloween,
Okay.
Garfield Thanksgiving, Garfield Christmas. So that's on the list. But there's a version of A Christmas Carol. I want to say it's from like the early 50s, and Alistair Sim is Scrooge. And that's one that when I was a kid, my grandma had that on VHS tape, and I would watch it year round. I loved it.
Oh wow.
And now, yeah, now every year it's like usually when my wife and I are like wrapping presents Christmas Eve or something like that, I'll put that one on because I just love it. I love the performances in that one. So yeah, that's definitely it for me.
I will say that my kids were both. They just did locally at the local theater did A Christmas Story.
Oh, okay.
My two oldest kids were in that, so that was a lot of fun. And so they've watched it like. It was on, I think, last weekend. What day is it? I don't know.
I was just about to say A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Like that's what I watched when I was a kid every Christmas. I just kind of stopped watching it.
And we've watched it like 7 times
Already? Oh man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I haven't seen. There was a sequel that came out a few years back that was set like during the teen years, which actually was pretty solid. But I haven't seen the brand new A Christmas Story. Christmas, yeah, I haven't seen that one
Brand
yet.
new one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Same guy too and everything.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
My kids are angling. They're like, we can get it. We can watch it. We can watch it. It's like, we don't have HBO. And they're like, no, we can do it. Then like,
You can
we look
make
it
it
up. It's
happen.
like, we can't do it. It's like, okay, we can rent it. We'll figure it out. We'll find
Figure
a
it
weekend.
out. Yeah.
I don't remember what the other one was called, but there is another one with Ralphie where he's like a teenager that came out in the last 10 years or so, and it is pretty good. Like I thought it was
Man.
decent. So yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a rich tapestry of Christmas movies. All right, well, gang, this was much better than last year. Steve doesn't actively have COVID, which is good. You know,
No, just the sinus, itis or whatever.
a whooping cough.
And Nick, I think it's A Christmas Story 2.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Oh, it's just A Christmas Story too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good.
And trivia fact, it has Daniel Stern of Home Alone fame
That's right, as the
as
old man.
Oh, Home Alone.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
one I
and
gotta
we're gonna be
watch
watching that
Home
one a
Alone.
lot.
1 and
I
2.
can't.
1 and 2.
I can't with Home Alone.
So good.
My kids love the Home Alone movies, and last year when we went for like cousin visit, they did their own like Home Alone thing, like made their own movie, and I will say it was not terrible. It was
Yeah?
it was solid. Like they had done by like a bunch of kids, the oldest of whom was like 11. It was decent. It was pretty good. So, and like I know I'm biased, but usually it goes in the other direction of like I can't stand their stuff.
You hate all your kids' stuff.
That's not true. We're recording. I love my children.
Yeah, we got that. We got that in. Fun fact about Home Alone 2. I went to see Home Alone 2 on my first date.
Oh, really?
That's right. When I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. And it was with
Hillary.
No, not Hillary. No, it was with Rochelle, who was in my wedding.
Rochelle.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. We
Whoa.
held hands under her winter coat. It was
What?
It was 1993 or
This
something
program
like that.
might have children. What is this rated?
Sorry.
Calm it down, buddy.
Yep. Things didn't work out between us in 2nd grade, though. We decided we'd rather be lifelong friends. So why have we not got her on this podcast, though?
I know.
Call her up.
Jeez,
You don't.
man.
They
I'm
don't
gonna call
insult
her
me
up.
for creative decisions.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Okay. All right. Well, gang, this was fun. Always. I don't know what we're gonna do next year. We're out of Star Wars Holiday Special, so we'll have to
make our
find.
own.
We will. We'll have your kids do it.
Yeah,
We'll have your kids do
You
it.
have your kids, yeah, and then
I have
we'll
a
grade
ton
it.
of Star Wars Legos. So
Okay. All right. Stop motion.
Stop action.
Let's do it.
Oh man,
Okay. That sounds good. All right.
I like the way you're thinking.
I do too.
It's almost like we're the same person.
You're looking.
It's almost like
Don't be mean to me.
it's almost like
Jinx.
we've been doing
Jinx.
this for a while. Jinx, yeah.
All right. Next time, the Force willing, because we've tried this 3 times now, but we're hoping we'll be back with our friend Crystal Storm to talk about the return of the Leaf Queen in the Season Scepter.
Can't wait for that.
I know. Same. Happy Life Day.
Oh yeah, happy Life Day.
And also with you.
Thank you. That's what you said last year.
And also with
I got one line, man.
Perfect.
I have good writers.
All right.
This Endorian Life was brought to you by the Radio Meanwhile Network. Other shows on the network include Previously on X-Men, 90s Music Got Me Like, and 9021 Here We Go. Share your thoughts on this and upcoming episodes by following us on Facebook or Twitter at Endorian Life, and please rate, subscribe, and share the show wherever you get your podcasts. Do we thank Jesse for being on the show? Or
yeah,
no?
I wouldn't thank you.
Did you? Did we?
I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Well, go ahead, Steve. You can thank him.
Do it.
I don't know if I want. Thank you, Jesse, for being on our show.
We do appreciate it. See you next Christmas.
Let's not be hasty.
It's always great to have the ginger ZZ Top on. You know,
Irish ginger Irish.
Oh yeah. Whatever, same difference.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye.